So you know what? After watching that trailer for, I guess, the second, third, fourth time, whatever, I was actually expecting maybe we could watch this. So it's a 3CW. I just forgot his name for some reason, but I always watch him. Five Nights at Freddy's trailer breakdown, Springtrap, and No Red Eyes. So let's actually watch this. This is gonna be my first reaction watching this.
What happened?
I won.
Five Nights at Freddy fans, let us rejoice. We have finally gotten ourselves a full feature-length trailer for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. It was only just a couple of weeks ago we got the official teaser trailer for the movie that gave us just the slightest hint of what we were going to be getting in this movie. But now with this full 2.5-minute trailer, we have so much to dive into and celebrate because, man, Springtrap! They revealed the springing and the trapping in the dang trailer. Oh, we're gonna be getting into all that here, but I'm gonna need to hear from you Five Nights at Freddy's fans. What did you like most about this trailer? Do you think it revealed too much? I mean, we got Springtrap, we got a couple of cameos that might make internet fans excited thrown in here. Are there still surprises left in this movie? Alright, so yes, with this full feature-length trailer, I do want to make it clear, I don't want to spend too much time retreading what we've already broken down from the teaser trailer. So the very obvious things like how faithful they have gotten this restaurant down to look like the actual Five Nights at Freddy's, from the camera stations to the camera angles, the specific music choices that reminds us of Five Nights at Freddy's, and things like that we won't be focusing in too much on because we already had a couple of weeks to focus in on that kind of stuff. I'll be trying to stick mainly to the newer reveals in here, but if you feel like you have to mention it, just comment down below. Oh yes, but this over here, that's the deer. Alright, so
Oh,
when the
he's
trailer it
wearing that
opens up
cool
here with
Springtrap
our Mike
shirt
Schmidt,
from Hot
presumably
Topic,
after trying to
even though I
finally
don't have
find a
Hot
job
Topic where
here.
I
In other
live.
snippets of the trailer, we get why he got fired from his previous security job at the mall, where we catch him just pummeling down what is probably someone shoplifting, or maybe not even doing something that requires a security guard to beat you up and almost drown you in public, letting us know this version of Mike is definitely going to be dealing with some anger issues. But I want to listen to a couple of key words that Mike mentions to William.
$300 for that and $2,000 for this.
Sorry.
Way too expensive. But today I'm going to show you guys how to get all this stuff for a lot cheaper.
William Afton over the phone.
Hi, this is Mike. I was just calling to see if that job that you offered was still available.
Mike Schmidt mentions that the great William Afton, played by Matthew Lillard, who is looking fantastic. I think the guy is looking great, and I love the tone and the voice he's using. We're going to talk about his nameplate here in a second, but he says, the job you offered me. I'm thinking William Afton was there that day in the mall. He witnessed the pummeling, the anger behind Mike Schmidt, and maybe thought he would be a good candidate to watch over his restaurant. If not, my other option on why he offered him the job in person is because we know Mike Schmidt is the type of person to take his younger sister Abby to work. It could have been that William Afton saw this younger sister, and being a man who's known for killing children, he might just be hiring Mike to get closer to Abby. But getting back to this frame here of Matthew Lillard as William Afton, you'll notice his nameplate does not read William Afton. Instead, reading Steve Raglan, career counselor. This actually isn't something new with William Afton. He's been known to go through different aliases and fake names. I believe in the books he goes by the name Dave Miller, which I'm surprised they didn't use that as a little Easter egg thrown in here. So no, this isn't a case where we got the information wrong and he's not William Afton. He's definitely purple guy, and looks like this is just his way to blend back into society without being blamed for the murders that happened at his restaurant all the way back in the 80s. Speaking of which, we do get a little bit of detail on the restaurant here, where he does say the restaurant was very popular in the 80s, the kids love going to it, and I'm sure we're going to be getting flashbacks to that restaurant being very popular, kids being there until a certain incident occurs, the famous bite that causes parents to no longer want to take their kids here. I also like how this
I saw something back here.
the information wrong, and he's not William Afton. He's definitely purple guy, and looks like this is just his way to blend back into society without being blamed for the murders that happened at his restaurant all the way back in the 80s. Speaking of which, we do get a little bit of detail on the restaurant here, where he does say the restaurant was very popular in the 80s, the kids love going to it, and I'm sure we're going to be getting flashbacks
Where's that?
to that restaurant being a very popular, kids being there.
Yeah, that scene. Back back, a little bit back, a little bit back.
Popular kids being there until a certain incident occurs, the famous bite that causes parents to no longer want to take their kids here. I also like how this no longer want to take their kids here. Parents to no longer want to take their kids. Very popular kids being.
Let's.
We're going to be getting flashbacks to that restaurant being very popular kids being.
A little bit. Man, I can't go back. Just a little. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Now a little bit forward. Now a little bit back.
Love going to it, and I'm sure we're going to be getting flashbacks to that restaurant being very popular kids being
3883.
Popular kids
That might be Mike Smith.
Being very popular kids.
That might be Mike Smith. I'm just wondering, though. Just wondering, it might have been Bonnie or someone right here going in.
Being there until a certain incident occurs, the famous bite that causes parents to no longer want to take their kids here. I also like how this trailer gives us a better look at some of the merchandise in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. We see a lot of masks and costumes. When we go back to some of the stuff in the game, the bullies who indirectly caused the incident to happen, where a kid died by one of the animatronics, were all wearing similar masks to this. So who knows if we'll actually be seeing those kids wear these masks. Some of the new shots that we get revealed here is, for one, we get a look inside the vents of Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria. At one point in the trailer, we even see Mike Schmidt coming out of a vent. In the second Five Nights at Freddy's game, that became part of the gameplay, is being inside the vents while the animatronics were trying to scare you. And that's something that we expected. This movie isn't just going to be combining elements from the first game. It's going to be combining elements from a lot of the other games, most likely the first three. Another shot here that I wouldn't have known was an Easter egg, but thanks to good old Daco on Twitter, he let us know this employee wall behind him actually has a lot of YouTubers and influencers who actually got to visit the set of.
I knew. Well, I mean, I don't know about this, but I knew something was up with that
Five Nights at Freddy's, meeting good old Scott Cawthon and seeing a lot of the animatronics up and close. Daco is one of the employees. Now, this is canon. The man was an employee of the original Five Nights at Freddy's in the 80s. So technically in this movie right now, Daco could probably be 40, 50 years old, depending how far we are from the 80s. He's out there. I'd like to see an old man Daco cameo. As Mike Schmidt is watching the training videos on how to be a good security guard for an abandoned place, we get some new footage of Vanessa coming into the frame. Still very curious what Vanessa's role is going to be in this movie, other than just informing us of the murders and the history behind this pizzeria. I think there is one major spoilerish shot in this movie where we get to see Mike Schmidt and Vanessa in the hospital. This kind of feels like end of movie territory, letting us know Mike Schmidt and Vanessa survived the movie, which I guess we could have all expected. But again, FNAF fans are still wondering exactly how many nights of terror are we going to get here. Are we going to get the full 5 nights? Because we've only really seen our characters in this place in 2 different costumes. Specifically looking at Abby, she can be seen wearing 2 different pairs of clothing, so we know they spend at least 2 nights there. I think it could be possible the movie represents flashbacks as other nights. Maybe even the security before Mike Schmidt at the beginning of the movie could count as one of the nights. We'll have to see exactly how they give us 5 nights at Freddy's. Another thing worth mentioning here that the trailer reveals is the motivation of the animatronics and what they want to do in this movie. They don't just want to kill anybody trespassing into the pizzeria. They are after Abby, and they want to make her one of them. Essentially, give her her own suit and have her be the one possessed inside of it, like all these kids here. We talked about this when the teaser trailer come out, but we get to see the previous kids that now inhabit the animatronics. Bonnie, Freddy, Foxy, Chica, and Gold Golden Freddy. I'm not sure if they would reveal another animatronic she could fill in, because I can't think of one. I know we get hints of Balloon Boy on the wall. This has always been a thing in the Five Nights at Freddy's game, just kid drawings up on the wall here. One very creepy one of someone in a spring Bonnie suit holding the hands of these children, presumably the ones that inhabit the animatronics, but we get Balloon Boy up there. I'm kind of curious about what role these people are going to play in the movie, because these just feel like obvious dead bodies. Some of the characters that we know from this image are Carl, Hank, and Max, and this shot might debunk a popular fan theory us FNAF fans have been having here. We all thought Hank, when he was announced, was just kind of another name for Henry Emily, the co-owner of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria that worked with William Afton to build this place and was kind of a nicer guy. And by nicer, I just mean he didn't enjoy slaying the lives of children. But the trailer makes it kind of obvious. He breaks in, most likely the family of the kids that disappeared, coming back, wanting to get some sort of revenge, destroy these animatronics, and Hank gets locked in a janitor closet with Bonnie, and the boy does not look like he's going to survive. I feel like that'd be an odd choice for the Henry Emily character, and Henry Emily should play a much more prominent role, I would think, at least in flashbacks. So it looks like Hank might not end up being Henry Emily after all, and we'll just see this family get slowly taken down one by one. I think this shot is kind of cool of the Max character trying to look into the mouth of one of the animatronics, only for, I guess, a ghost hand to come out and stuff her inside the suit. That's kind of terrifying to think about. The next minor detail I kind of want to focus in on, last trailer, it was a big topic of conversation, the red eye. Everybody kind of went nuts. They lost their minds. They did not enjoy it. I even saw fans trying to create their own theories in their mind for why it would happen. That theory being, oh, their eyes are red because they're being controlled by William Afton right now. When their eyes glow white, that's when the souls have their own control and they're free from Afton's reign. Maybe that could end up being the case here, but it looks like this trailer has really downplayed the red eye look and gave it kind of more of an orangey, just light up feel, which I'm honestly gonna admit is a lot better looking than the red eyes, because although I love me my red lights, it did just make the animatronics look a little stoned and didn't fit completely into their character. This kind of watered down look of the redness, I feel kind of works better. I'm not saying it's 100% perfect, but I think it's better than what we were previously given, and it just goes to show you, this movie is being made for the fans. They are listening to your complaints, and they did something for you. You happy now? Side note, I'm really in love with this one shot of Freddy Fazbear holding the mic. It looks like he's about to sing me a dope rap song. Freddy on the mic and I've come to spit. If you come to my place, hop in the ball pit. That's as far as I got with my rhyming. But of course, the biggest thing all of us want to dive into and talk about is the reveal of Springtrap in the trailer. I can't believe they showed this boy off and he looks fantastic. We got a leak a couple of months ago that the Jim Henson Company were working on a Springtrap suit, but we thought, maybe it's for the end credits scene, a little teaser at the end of the movie. No, he's gonna show up somewhere in this film, probably in the third act. Now again, just kind of give a rough summary of Springtrap. He's a very fan favorite character. In the early days of the restaurant, before it was Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria, it was called Fredbear's Family Diner. And at that time, they only had two animatronics, a golden Freddy and a spring Bonnie suit. A human person could also climb into the suit and wear it, but if you got it wet, it would then trap you inside and kind of crush you in it. With William Afton presumably still being alive for the majority of this movie, it could be him inside that suit controlling it, still being alive as a person. In fact, I kind of get that vibe from this one shot here where we see Springtrap holding a knife. That is such a sweet, badass shot right there. Springtrap becoming a slasher. He doesn't usually have a weapon in the game. I mean, his suit is his weapon. He uses his hands and the strength the suit gives him. It's also worth mentioning how they got the lighting down right, because Springtrap is usually portrayed in a green light. At least that's how it is in the third FNAF game, many believing that Springtrap is supposed to be made out of green material when it's more of a really dirty, weathered down yellow. But I mean, if William Afton is not inside the suit, he could be controlling it from another location, kind of like with a Logitech controller. Those are very reliable pieces of technology technology, you know?
Hmm.
And with the way this movie is setting everything up, if you're someone who's not aware of Five Nights at Freddy's, it feels like they're playing up the whole William Afton angle to be a big reveal of this movie, that you're just thinking, oh, this is a regular career counselor trying to help our main character out. What a sweet guy. He was the killer all along? We don't even know if they're going to play up the family angle that's sometimes hinted at in the games and by fans. That Mike Schmidt is actually Michael Afton, the son of William Afton, or they're going to scrap that storyline. I think there is one frame in the trailer that gives us a hint to what happened to Mike and Abby's mom. This feels like a flashback scene to someone coming in and murdering her, and they probably put them in the foster system. Then when Mike got old enough, he adopted his sister, and he's been taking care of her ever since. Again, just a theory, don't know that for a fact. Ending off here the trailer with a cameo by a legendary YouTuber, Corey Kenshin. This guy, if you don't know about him, hop over to his YouTube
Could be the
channel,
Vanessa
click on one of his
scene.
gameplay videos, and
I'm
just
gonna go
have
with
fun.
that,
He's very
but
beloved in the
he's
community,
probably not
someone
wrong at
I
the
look
same
up to, and it's great that he got to cameo in this movie here. Now, he's driving a taxi cab with Abby and what is presumably Golden Freddy, and it looks like Golden Freddy will be working to help Abby out and not become one of these possessed animatronics. You can tell this Golden Freddy is a good guy because his eyes glow blue, while the bad animatronics have reddish orangey eyes. That's that standard Hollywood trend right there, if you didn't know. Some insider information for you. Overall, this trailer was great. I'm actually very hopeful now for the movie. I'm thinking fans are really going to enjoy this, especially with Blumhouse showing they're willing to tweak and change stuff up due to some fan perception. Let you know they kind of care about this. Let me know what you guys thought about the trailer, anything you caught that I might have missed. Everything and anything, be sure and like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3cfilms, and on TikTok at 3cfilms. But as always, I'm Chris.
Alright, see you guys later.